welcome back to the channel. So today, obviously we are not in the garden, we are in the kitchen. You know this isn't a gardening video, right? I know we're not doing a gardening video, but it's not your niche. This is farm to table, garden to table. We have to source this. Do you even know what a niche means? Obviously, I don't know about niching. Okay, so let's move on from there, shall we? We're going to be making homemade mozzarella today. We went and we got our raw milk pickup with our dairy farmer. So if you are not in a position to have a cow, go on ahead and check out any local sources for your dairies. $5 says there's somebody in your area that is going to have a dairy cow and that they are selling milk somewhere. It may take a little bit of work to try and find them. I know it took me about 8 months to find the gal that I'm working with right now, but it is possible, it is doable. There is also a website that will put you in contact with local farmers in your area, not just for meats or cheeses, but also just for basic produce that they may be selling off of their farm. I'll see if I can't find the link for that and then pop it down below so that you can try and source local ingredients to you wherever you are in the country. All right, so with all of that being said, let's go on ahead and start making our 30-minute mozzarella. Now, I am following a recipe. I'll drop a link down below to the book that has the recipe so that you can get that for yourself. But this is literally a 30-minute recipe, so that's totally up my alley. Let's go on ahead and get to the fun part of the video, which is the making of the mozzarella. Yeah. Okay, so what we are going to do before we get our milk fully heated up to temp, which we're doing a raw milk, so in this instance they recommend only heating the milk to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. But we need to add in our citric water. So it is a teaspoon of citric acid and then a cup of water. And then you mix it into the milk and then bring this mixture up to temp. And once it is up to the 88 degrees, we will be adding in our meat rennet. Okay, so we are officially up to temp with our milk. So as I said, 88 degrees. We are going to kind of move this off of the heat. And then we are going to add in our rennet solution. So the rennet solution that we have is a 1/4 teaspoon of meat rennet to a 1/4 cup of cool water. Going to stir using an up and down motion, and you might be able to start seeing we're already getting some curds in there at this point, which that's a great sign. That's supposed to be happening. So we're going to do this for approximately 30 seconds, which we've been about 30 seconds right here. And then what we'll do is we are going to cover the pot and let it sit for 5 minutes. And by the time the 5 minutes has come around, we should have definite signs of curding. Okay, so it has been 5 minutes now. We're going to check and see if it's ready. It may not be ready. It may need a couple extra minutes. So this is where you're going to have to play a little bit according to the recipe that we have here. So let's go on ahead and jump in. We're going to take the lid off. And what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to basically take the back of our hand and see if you can tell that this is curdled, all of this up in here. See all that? So we're supposed to be able to kind of pull it away like... Here, let me see if I can get myself angled here. See how we're pulling it away and you've got whey coming out? When you pull it away, you should see whey. There you go. How about that, people? So this is a good sign. This means that we are to the point that we actually need to basically gather up the curds. And okay, so we're going to go in, we're going to cut the curd since we have obvious signs of whey in here. So we're going to do roughly 1-inch cubes. Now obviously this is a circle, so it's not going to be 100% like exact. Okay, so we're going to use our little scoop here, and we're going to kind of start scooping. As you can see, we're going to strain off the whey. Okay, so we've got that here in our little scoop. Quick as we can, we're going to move it over to our colander. Got as many of those curds as we can. Okay, so the hardest part obviously so far has been the draining, which is kind of funny. But at this stage, since we've gotten the majority of the excess liquid out, what we are going to do is we're going to get a little hands-on, and we are supposed to grab it basically, and then push gently, because see all that whey that's coming out right now? You want to get as much of that excess whey out in the cheese making process as you can. Okay, so we've gotten as much of the whey out as we could. We've got our mass here. We are currently heating up our whey. Now the recipe in this book does tell you to use a quart of water, but I'm just going to go on ahead and I'm going to use the whey. There's a lot of people who do that. I don't feel like wasting the water. What we're going to do with our mass is we are going to cut it into about 1/2-inch cubes roughly. So we'll just go in and cut like so. Alright, so we are up to temp. I'm going to start adding our curds back in here. You don't need it boiling, you just need it warm enough. We should get 2 roughly balls of mozzarella off of this. Okay, so you can see that these guys are warm, and that's good. We're going to kind of start mushing these bad boys into a ball. You can get heat-safe gloves to do this with. Okay, so we have our little cheese ball here, and we are going to put it into some cool, not cold water, but cool water, so around 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to move it to a bowl of ice water for 15. Okay, so we've got a bowl of ice water here. All we're going to do is take our little mozzarella ball, stick it in here, turn the timer on for 15 minutes, And while this is cooling down, what we'll do is we'll work on getting the kitchen cleaned up. All right, so we'll see you back in a bit. Okay, so it's officially been 15 minutes that our mozzarella ball has been in our ice water. So we're gonna go ahead, we're going to take it out and we're gonna put it onto our cutting board here. So obviously, like so. And at this stage, if you want to, according to the recipe, you can salt this. Now, I have seen other YouTubers, other people's recipes, and they add the salt when they are doing the second cutting of the curd. So when we had it on our board here and we were cubing it down into the 1/2-inch pieces, sprinkle it with salt if you want salt. However, if you're on a low sodium diet or just don't care to have a lot of salt, then you can just sprinkle it on top as desired, anywhere from a teaspoon to a pinch. You do you, boo. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of slice off this end here. And give it a taste. Not bad for a first attempt. I would say probably. I pulled it a little bit too long, I think. Just being objective here. So, note to self, if you're doing this, don't over pull it. As soon as it gets shiny, go on ahead and back off. Form it into a ball or into a braid, however you're doing it, and then go on ahead and put it into the cool water. Okay, so we're just going to add our mozzarella ball into a container with whey. You could go on ahead and saran wrap this if you prefer not to have it in a whey. The whey is just going to kind of keep it a little bit moist. But if you like yours drier, because this is actually kind of a mozzarella string cheesy sort of a texture, which I enjoy string cheese. Yeah, so you could leave this dry if you like and prefer that texture. We're just going to put this into the refrigerator and keep it there for about a week at most. So that's usually what most places recommend, 2 to 7 days. So that's all I've got for you today on this video. As always, keep it simple, natural, and essential. We'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And don't forget, we have a digital guide that is coming out very, very soon. It's Soil Fertility 101. So if you are interested in really jump starting your garden and having a massive amount of bounty, no matter how small your space is, you're going to want to get that guide. And signing up for the wait list means that you get early access, and there's going to be a huge discount on that guide. So you really do want to sign up before we launch the product. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye.